There he is, the man, the myth, the legend that is George Richards. And you can catch him now every Tuesday at 1 o'clock here on the program to talk a little Panthers hockey. Welcome to the family, George, officially.
It's good to be here, Big O. How are you, my brother?
It is great, my friend. I can't complain. I am loving it that we get to add a little permanent hockey talk to the show. They are the best in town. Although with the Oladipo thing, now the Heat are really going to give them a run for their money. But I got to tell you, man, it's going to be a lot of fun with our winter sports this year because both can win the title. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look at the Heat, you look at the Heat are what, second in the NHL behind Phoenix. The Panthers are right there at the very top. It's going to be an exciting spring and, early summer here in South Florida. It's going to be a little warm going to that FLA Live Arena. Back to remember the old Miami Arena days?
Yes.
People are wearing shorts, sandals, and their Beezer jersey. That's kind of what the Panthers are hoping to do again this year in Sunrise.
That was a lot of fun, man, covering those teams back in those days, man. And that little arena, that place is so rocking.
Yep.
And it's starting to get there now because we're, the average fan is starting to understand, holy shit, we got a really special hockey team in town. By the way, George, they really need to work on that offense. They struggle a little bit there scoring the goals. I mean, last night,
score, right?
61. What's 60? Come on, 6-1.
This team flips a light switch on and boom. I mean, if you watch that game last night, that first period, the Panthers didn't control the puck. They didn't create any offense. They were, not doing a whole lot. They have a 1-0 lead. You could see how ticked off they were going into the locker room there for the second period. They came out like their pants were on fire. And, that's what the Panthers can do. The Panthers can come at you in swarms. They were playing Buffalo. Let's not forget that. But poor Craig Anderson, he is a solid NHL goalie, even at age 40. Our buddy from Parkland, they gave him no help. Florida, but the Buffalo Sabres just did not know what to do with the Panthers there in that second period.
Yeah, that was awesome. 3 goals in that second period. They just absolutely exploded. By the way, just I hate to bring it up, but I have to. Lundell, do we know anything? Because that young man, wow, what a season that kid has had. He plays like a seasoned veteran, that dude. And it was kind of an awkward fall yesterday. So how is he? Do we know anything?
We don't know anything right now. The Panthers are in Pittsburgh right now. They're going to play the Penguins tonight. So no morning skate, no coach availability. Nobody's talking. Last night, Andrew Burnett said he didn't think it was serious, but again, not a doctor. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, the Panthers, if the Panthers throw him on injured reserve, it's only for a couple games. Joe Thornton is ready to come back. It has been, I think, for a while. So we'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, no roster moves or anything of the sort. So we'll just have to wait to see when we talk to Andrew Burnett later this afternoon.
He's been – what is it about that young kid, man? What is it about him that he made such an easy transition?
Well, it helped that he played professional hockey as a teenager, really. I mean, you look at the men's league in Finland, same deal with Sasha Barkov. Florida was going to go with Seth Jones, the defenseman, in 2013. They needed a guy who could step in and play in the NHL. We didn't know the Panthers were for sale in 2013. They didn't have any money. They had no money. So they're like, well, we got to draft a guy that can play in the NHL. That's why they went with Barkov with the second overall pick. People forget about that. Because he'd been playing his whole, his whole teenage years as a professional hockey player in Finland. Same thing with Anton Lundell. He's baby Barkov. I mean, we had baby Jordan here in South Florida. Now we've got baby Barkov as well. So he is a very mature young man, very smart, cerebral player, terrific defensively. You watch him and Barkov on the penalty kill, and it's like watching synchronized swimming. They do the same exact things. It's fun to watch. Florida was really excited to get him when he went at number 12. They let him stay in Finland all of last year. They could have brought him to Florida last year. They felt like that wasn't the smart move. Let him stay where he was, continue to play, get all that experience. And he came in the summer. That was the plan, and the plan has worked out great. He has had a terrific rookie year.
It's been amazing, dude. By the way, I'm looking at the wire here, and I'm a little concerned now. We may have World War III coming. McDonald's is pulling out all 850 stores from Russia.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
ugly
don't know.
world.
I don't think they can live without McNuggets.
Who can?
I'm not sure. I don't know if
I
I
don't know
can
that
live.
I can.
Yeah, I don't know if I
Get
can
some
live
of that
without
hot
McNuggets.
mustard sauce. You're good, bud.
Oh yeah, baby. A
A
little
little hot
McRib
mustard.
action. Those Russians probably like a little McRib and a vodka shot.
Never had a McRib, believe it or not.
Me neither, by the way. No, actually, no, that's not true. I did have one when I was like 14, like when it first came out.
Okay.
Yes, I'm
I mean,
that
I've had
old.
the Mick,
Yes,
I think
yes, I'm that old. Stop it already. Yes.
the Dade
Okay.
County School McRib, back in the day.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Remember those? We used to get the McRib in junior high and high
that's
school.
true. That's true. I forgot about that.
No pickle, no onion, but still.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I live for the square pizza personally.
I love the Mexican pizza, that round one.
Oh,
That was good.
we didn't have that in my
Oh, we
day.
had that, baby. Cooper City High.
We only had the square one. The square
that
one was
good.
the bomb. The square, when you knew you were getting pizza, you brought the extra, like, what was it, 50 cents or something?
Something like that.
Something like that. Get that second slice.
Get the extra slice.
That is so good. All right. So Lundell, we don't know. The other thing that I was going to ask you about, and not that they go in thinking like this, George, but Bob and Spencer, and it's nice to have Spencer back, by the way. They don't have to necessarily be perfect with this offense, by the way.
Yeah, no.
That is one thing, because getting back to when I was a beat guy and I was going into the locker rooms back in the 90s. Yes, I'm old. Okay, stop it already. Anyway, going back into the locker rooms into the 90s, this was a team that couldn't score. So Beezer had to be perfect every night on his head. So, goalies don't have to be perfect right now. We don't need Bob from Columbus 4 years ago shutting down Tampa Bay.
But Columbus did, right? I mean, Columbus couldn't score. That's why they needed Bob to be Bob. Florida doesn't need that, really. I mean, it's going to come. There are going to be games, and we've seen Florida adapt to that lately. It's the regular season. It's an 82-game season. They need to adapt to certain ways of playing, and it seems like they can. I mean, this is a team, I think Goldie said it yesterday, this is a team that can light you up for 6. They can fight you if you want to get greasy at the end of a game or in the middle, whenever you want, they'll go. This is not a ballet hockey team. I mean, the Panthers are rough and tumble tough. They've got goaltending. They can play some defense. And they're
they remind
5,
me
6, 7, 8 goals a night.
They remind me of the Kings that won
back
the cup
a couple years ago.
What was it, like 10 years ago?
Not even, 2014, 15. Yeah, the LA Kings, Daryl Sutter, the coach. Yeah, that was a very physical Los Angeles Kings team, but a very, very potent offense as well. They could get rolling.
That's kind of what the Panthers remind me of.
They'll take those 2 cups that LA got. Florida will take that.
Hell yeah. Damn right. And that's the other thing. What they've built is sustainable. And that's just absolutely enormous that you're able to do that. And then the additions, like we talked about Lundell, Duclair, yesterday. And that guy, that some bitch is clutch, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, there are moments when you need something. Duclair happens to be the guy in that moment, bro. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, Duclair has, really, really excelled here since he came to the Panthers. We talk a lot about the big name players on the Panthers, but look at some of the moves that Bill Zito's made, giving guys a chance to make a home here and with this team. And they've all just run with it, man. They've run with that opportunity, and I think that Anthony Duclair is one of the great examples. This guy was an all-star in Ottawa, and they didn't even give him an offer. He was a restricted free agent. He was their player. They didn't make him an offer. All of a sudden, the guy's a 23-goal scorer, free agent. Florida's a 6th team or whatever it is. He's found a home here. Carter Verhaeghe's found a home here. Sam Bennett. People in Calgary are still like, what's going on with Sam Bennett? He's the player in Florida that they always wanted him to be in Calgary. So you've got a bunch of guys here in Florida that are getting a chance.
How about Marchman?
Taking off Mason Marchman. Who knew about Mason Marchman? Undrafted player that Toronto thought might be some sort of project. But you know what? When somebody looks at you like a project, you're always a project, right? You're always looked at that way.
That's
Florida, we don't care who you are, what you did. We don't care where you were drafted. We'll give you a chance.
That's interesting. I never looked at it that way.
Right, but isn't that the way people look at you?
You're probably
Oh,
right.
Joe moved up from the mailroom. He's, he's worked his way up, but he's still Joe from the mailroom. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to go get that other job.
Right. He's still good effort Joe. That's how you look at him. Good effort Joe. He worked his way up there. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah. No, that's interesting. All right. Tonight, what do we expect against the Penguins, my brother?
Well, the Panthers, we were expecting a very close game because the first two times Pittsburgh and the Panthers have played, both games have been decided in overtime. Florida won here the opening night. They were down 4-2 in the third period. Aaron Ekblad scores twice. Panthers get a Carter Verhaeghe goal. They win in overtime. Then they go to Pittsburgh a month later. Pittsburgh wins in a shootout. So we're expecting a very close game. Pittsburgh hasn't played since Friday night, so they're well rested. Florida obviously coming off the Buffalo game. So we might see some lines shifting here and there. Bob will be back in net tonight against the Penguins, so it should be a good one. It's against two playoff teams, two very good NHL teams. You got to think the Panthers are the better team, but playing in Pittsburgh on a back-to-back, that's sometimes a tall order. But Florida's been doing very well on the road. We'll just see if they can keep it going.
It looks like the crowds are getting bigger and more consistent now, right? In the arena.
Yeah, and Sunrise. Yeah, I mean, people are starting to take notice. I would look at, we'd have to talk to Goldie about this. What the ratings are like on television, because I think that's the better barometer.
You're
just
right.
because
right.
if the ratings are tripling, that means South Florida is really paying attention, and I think South Florida is. I mean, you can see the comments, and there's just a lot of people picking up on this team, like we've talked about Big O for years. There are a lot of Panther fans in town that they've been dormant, right? They listen to the headlines on sports radio. The Panthers lost last night, 4-3 and over. They lost. Okay, done.
We're done.
Now they're hearing that the team's winning every night. So everybody's, well, maybe I'll watch. Tomorrow night they're playing Boston. I'll watch. So I think things are starting to pick up a little bit with them.
This playoff run is going to be huge for this team. There's no doubt about it. I think this is the one that really bridges it, and then people will then get on the bandwagon, and that's how our town is. And then they'll finally figure out, like, wow, this is not a flash in the pan. This is like a really good franchise with great ownership. Holy crap.
Yeah, this isn't a Marlins situation. They're not going to have a fire sale next week,
No, this is a Heat situation.
This is
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because
good way of putting it. They're building.
They're building a legacy also at War Memorial. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So they're entrenching themselves into this community. They've committed to long-term contracts. They have the best of the best, whether it's for coaching or front office or facilities or whatever it is. Viola and Sifu have done everything first class, just like Mickey Arison. So it'll take time, just like it took time with the Heat. But now that they're doing it right, they're not chasing their tail anymore. Now they're going to start climbing, and the trajectory is going up now instead. So,
and this is now a destination, just like people want to play for the Miami Heat, people want to play for the Florida Panthers. Sure,
exactly. I'm with you there. Hey, tell them about Florida Hockey Now before we let you go, my brother.
Yeah, Florida Hockey Now, the number one source of Florida Panthers news. Nobody covers the Florida Panthers like FloridaHockeyNow.com. Come and check us out. We've got 3 stories up today. Yesterday I think we had 6 stories, Big O. I mean, we had a lot going on yesterday with Anton Lundell and everything. So the only place that covers the Florida Panthers every single day, FloridaHockeyNow.com.
There you go. And the only place where you're going to get Panther segments every week is right here.
Right here on the Big Radio Show.
That's right. Lenny Locksmith Lockdown Panther segment. Yeah, baby. George, thank you, my brother. We'll catch up next week, my friend. Enjoy the hockey.
All right. Good talking to you, my man. Be good.
Thank you. There you go. The great George Richards. And Lenny the Locksmith, by the way, is a 24-hour service. Okay? So if you're locked out of your car, locked out of your home, call him 561-284-5090. That's 561-284-5090. All kinds of lockouts. If you're locked out of your home, if you're locked out of your business, you name it, residential, commercial locksmith, they take care of it. You lose your keys, you call Lenny the Locksmith. Lenny Locksmith, LennyLocksmith.com is the website. Check it out. 561-284-5090. That's 561-284-5090 for alennylocksmith.com. All right.